Peace and blessings, everyone. My name is Jimmy Williams. You guys know me if you're on my platforms, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter. And if you see me on YouTube, do what I always say: click at that little link, the little red button down there, and subscribe. There's a little bell right next to it. If you want some more of my updates, just click on that thing to get my notifications, and we'll take it from there. Okay, guys, I'm just tired. I'm a little exhausted today because I've been making videos and working on some things for my students and my clients. And at the end of the day, even when I'm exhausted, it's just my nature to want to pour out more and more. You guys know when you're in business and you serve people and you serve them well and you really want them to have the very best, you just don't stop. You just keep going and going and going until you got nothing to give. And that's where I am. I felt the need to get on here and kind of just share with you a few more principles about success that people have, they've been asking me after they watch my video content. How did you and your wife overcome that? And what was the secret to it? And how'd you do it? And sometimes you just don't have enough in you to tell them in one setting. You get exhausted, you get tired, and there's so much to share. You have to do it over periods of time and just give little nuggets here and there. And hopefully, you guys can take this and run with it. The first thing I want you to know is, we're no different than the average couple. I mean, we are special. We know that, but everyone on this planet that was created in His image is special. Okay, but many don't realize their full potential. So there's nothing that great about what me and Arlene did. The only thing that we did that was just, I would say, different than most people, as I said in the other video, is we refused to quit. That refusal to quit is what took us to the next level. Okay, that's not saying we didn't have problems and disagreements and arguing and wanting to pretty much kill each other, right? Because we lived, we're together all day long. We just decided that we made up in our minds that quitting was not an option. Success is the only option. And no matter how many setbacks or failures with companies and jobs that failed us and people that failed us, and how many times our businesses didn't get funded, got passed up for the next company, we just made up in our minds that we were going to just press until we saw something pop. All right. So I would say this, number one, to you guys: make success the only option. Success means a lot of different things to different people. You guys probably listen to Earl Nightingale. He always says, he's old. He's been gone a long time. He's no longer on this planet. And if you listen to his content, he says that success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Success is the progression of a worthy ideal. Okay, it's the progression of a worthy ideal. It's progress of something that you feel is worthy of you going after. So that means different things to different people. To me, going after my dreams for me is my ability to be able to help other people in the area of economics. Okay, that's dealing with money, finances. They're buying their own properties, having their own money, building their own businesses, having their financial freedom. And I also work in the area of personal development, helping them transform their mindset from poverty to wealth. Those are the things that I focus on. But when I attack those things, I go aggressively at helping people get what they want. So to me, that would be success. Okay, it's not necessarily a number. It's not really a destination. It's basically, I have to know inside when I'm doing my best and I'm reaching as many people that I feel I can reach in my heart. And to me, that would be success. To you, that could be becoming an NBA basketball player. Some of you becoming an attorney, a doctor. And if you're a doctor, success to some of you would be, how many patients can I save from dying? That would be success for you. Some of you are, you're sitting at home in front of your computer and you don't know what to do. Write out a list of things, that make you come alive on the inside, that make you feel like you're part of something, like this is something you're born to do. Write down 4 or 5 things, and that top 1 to 2 things, then you got to narrow it down to those 1 or 2 things, and then you got to decide which one you're going to do and stick with that one thing. You can do other things, but make one thing a priority to fulfill that destiny, whatever that goal is. If it's to go to school for 4 years and get a bachelor's degree, 3-year degree or whatever, to graduate from college, to be a nurse or whatever you're going to do, or nursing school, whatever that goal is. My point is, you have to stick with that long enough to see it come to its fruition, and then it's not a destination. You got to set new goals. Set higher goals and higher levels of success that you want to achieve, and keep shooting up higher. If you want to go to the moon, shoot for the stars, because the odds are there's going to be some failures along the way and you may fall short. But if your goals are not high enough, then when you don't shoot high, you ultimately end up hitting lower than where you want to be. Me and Arlene just decided that we're going to write down our goals, put together a plan of action, follow those goals as much as we can, and we knew we were going to make mistakes along the way, but we just decided, again, no quitting. Okay? If you read that book, Think and Grow Rich, one of the greatest causes of failure is most people don't have, one of the 30 reasons of failure is they don't have a definite plan of purpose. They want to do something. They're thinking about it, but they haven't made up their mind indefinitely what they're going to do. And then when you make up your mind, you have to put together a definite plan of action to go along with that definite plan of purpose. So, okay, I know what my purpose is. Now I got to put together a plan of action. Wishing and hoping, that's not going to bring the manifestation of it. You have to operate in faith, the law of faith. And that's a biblical principle, but some people who don't even read the Bible operate in faith. Faith, according to the Bible, according to the word, it's the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. In other words, I'm shooting for something. I'm hoping for something that I can't see just yet, but I have the faith to act on it, to do something about it until it shows up in my life. Faith is an action word. So hope doesn't bring things. Faith will bring it. But faith literally means you got to get up and take action on a thing, work at it until you see it manifest. Manifestation only comes through action, not by just lip service. It's good to confess things. And, people say positive affirmations, putting it up on your wall. You believe something, you write it on your wall, you keep seeing it every day, and it changes your mindset. But ultimately, faith is what's going to bring the manifestation. That's where the work comes in. You want to be a nurse? You have to go to nursing school. You want to be an attorney? You have to go to law school. You want to do what I do as far as helping people build businesses from scratch and, helping them get business funding? You need to find yourself mentors and other people that are in the business to show you how to do it. And then you have to put together a plan and say, I got to get incorporated. I got to get the necessary documentation. I need to get the necessary licenses to do what I'm doing. Because just talking about it is not going to bring it. So number 2, faith. Number 1, refusal to quit. Number 2, faith. Okay? Faith. Without faith, it's impossible to please the Most High. And it's impossible to get manifestation in your life. Because some of you going, I don't believe this whole God stuff, right? This whole Yah stuff. But it's still going to take faith to get it done. Whether you believe in him or not, you're going to have to do something to make something happen in your life. Sitting around at the TV, watching the TV, the television, I call it, all day long, when you need to be transforming your mind with books, videos, and speaking to yourself out loud so you can hear yourself say it. It's what's going to get it done. Sitting on the couch is not going to get it done. Okay? Refusal to quit, apply the faith, and thirdly, make sure that you're doing it for the right reason. This is another big reason people fail. They're doing it for a wrong benefit, and sometimes it's all about them. They have a small case of what I call pride, and some of them go on the deep end with narcissism. It's all about them. Well, you'll make some money, you'll get far, right? But is that really success? Getting far, becoming a millionaire or becoming a great actor or actress, is that true success? Is that the fullness of what life has to offer you? That's what you have to think about. Some cases, for some people, it is. But for a lot of people, it's not. They're going to get there to that top. And you ever hear people say that, I got to the top, I made all this money, I did all this, but I'm so empty inside. I don't feel that I've reached my destiny. Because you like I said, back to number 1, when I was talking about refusal to quit, and I started talking about a definite plan of purpose, they never nailed down that purpose in life. That purpose was centered around just them, not other people. Be careful of that, because you'll get to the top. You think you're at the top, right? I always say, let's get to the top together. And you get up there and you're lonely. It is lonely the higher you go up, because less people reach it, right? But the lonely I'm talking about is the feeling of emptiness and unfulfilled. And it feels like you did all this work, your life is so cluttered with these things, and you're not happy. You don't have that joy inside like you did what you were really called to do. One of my mentors told me this. I'm sharing this with you just so you know that this is very, very real. And this is prevalent to what we're talking about. This is very cohesive, if you will, with the entire situation that a lot of us have right now. This is going to fit right into that. He knew a very successful, wealthy man in Orlando, Florida, one of my old mentors. And this wealthy man was worth about $100 million. $100 million. He said this man, lived the life. He lived it up. And he jumped out of a window, very rich, had everything you thought he would have, jumped out of a window and killed himself. He talked to the man about a month before he did it. The man didn't really show any signs of that he wanted to kill himself, because people look good on the outside, but you never know what's going on inside. Again, you can achieve all these things, and that's not success, guys. It's the progression of a worthy ideal, something that's worthy, that you should pursue, that's going to fulfill something on the inside. And that generally comes from the Most High when he puts something in you to do. Everybody can't be an attorney, but he calls some to be attorneys, some to be doctors, surgeons, and you know what I mean? Media people. That man who passed away, who killed himself, my master mentor at the time, he's a pastor. He said that man was empty and depressed and had everything, but had nothing. And the guy would never really tell him what was the problem. I never want that to happen to you guys. I don't want you to get to the top and you're depressed. All right? I've seen it happen. It happens a lot. It happens to billionaires. Don't let the people who make a lot of money, make you think they don't have problems. Biggie Small says more money, more problems. But, I like the problems that wealthy people have other than the ones that poor people have. But then that's just me, right? I've lived both lives, not having, and I like having, and I like the problems that come with having than the ones that, because poverty is just not from him, and it's not for me, and it shouldn't be for you either. But, I can name some names right now. I can name one name I think a lot of people in the fashion industry know. The great Kate Spade, designer, killed herself a few years ago. That devastated my queen, Arlene. She couldn't believe it. I said, honey, you can strive to be the greatest fashion designer, but don't lose sight of one thing, your purpose. Make sure that when you achieve all those things, you're doing it for the right reason and you keep a clean, pure heart while you do it. That's the greatest principle I can give you about success. Do it with the right intention, the right motive. You want to touch lives, and in the meantime, do what makes you happy. That gives you the joy that you don't get on a regular job. Okay? Motive. So let's recap again in closing. Don't quit. Refuse to quit. Apply the principles of faith and check your motives. Okay? Because a lot of people you see them dying every day. They're young millionaires, 35, 40, 50 years old, and some of them are, in the billions with a B. They're just losing everything, and they're losing it because they don't apply these principles, okay? Now let's to be fair to them, to get where they were, they had to sacrifice some things. Sometimes they got what they got by ill-gotten gain, right? That's a word people use a lot. That's a phrase people use, that they didn't get it with integrity. But it never lasts. The Bible talks about that. Quick riches fade away quick. Read your book. Read the book of Proverbs. It talks about wealth principles, what I'm talking about. But you want to check yourself and make sure that, even though those people didn't quit and they did all those things, they started with the wrong intentions. So when they applied faith, they didn't quit, they made the adjustments, and they got to the top. The motive was wrong from the beginning. This is what I want to warn you guys of. You can fake the success on Facebook and places like that, because people don't really know you personally. But you have to live with yourself. You have to live with you, and I want you to be able to live through that and enjoy what you have. You make the money, you do the great things, you can't enjoy it. That's not success. You make all the money, you lose all your friends and your family. That's not success either. Please, please, please hear me out on this one, okay? Me and Arlene have sacrificed a lot, but we understand we must keep our motives pure at all times. And that's not always the easiest thing to do, because you can see other shortcuts that you can do when you get in certain circles, and it looks good, it looks pretty, but in the end, it's destruction. The person who gets hurt the most is yourself. Don't let anybody fool you. Okay? People around you, they watch and they see, but they don't really know you. Only you can know you, and the Most High knows you more than anybody. So my advice to you is to, number one, don't quit. Number two, apply the principles of faith. Take action. Write down your plan of purpose. Do things. And number three, keep the right motive. Keep your heart pure. For all the believers out there, Hebrews, no matter what your faith is, the book I look at is the book of Psalms, chapter 51, when King David talked about he repented before the Most High. He said, create me a clean heart, renew a right spirit within me. You may not think it's important, but when you do business is still spiritual because you're dealing with people, you're dealing with ideas, you're dealing with, you're dealing with emotions, you're dealing with, their well-being because when you're in business, you're buying and selling products and services, and that has a profound effect on people. So you have to apply these principles even in the business world. But you always want to pray the prayer of faith, that you meet the right people and all that. But on top of the prayer of faith, you want the prayer of purity. Create me a clean heart, Father. Renew a right spirit within me. Wash me and I'll be whiter than snow. Not physically white, but he meant pure, clean, without blemish and spot in my heart. Because you want to do the right thing towards your fellow man. And that's the greatest principle I can tell you about business. Keep your motives pure. Do your best to help people the best you can. And everything else will work itself out. That's how me and Arlene did it. It's the heart. It's matters of the heart. Okay? If you're listening to me for the first time and you like what you hear, I just wait until I'm moved in my spirit to do these little videos that just pop up. And I have two different cameras. This camera here is it's not as good as my other camera, my Canon. This is the one that's on my laptop. But I was just in there working. And I was doing some other videos, and I just wanted to pop on here and tell you guys hi and pour this into you and impart it so you can take it and run with it. It's from a good place, coming from here. Leave your comments below and tell me what you think. And if you want to see any other content that you want me to talk about, any other subjects, I'll be more than happy to do that. Okay? As I always say, I'll see you at the top because we're going to get there together. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.